So you know, Ibro, you're officially our AR and VR specialist. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're joining us from around the world. Welcome to Web3 Warriors Episode 25, where we discuss all things blockchain and the exciting new avenues in this Web3 creator economy. And today we are joined by Ibro. He's joining us talking AR, VR, our resident AR and VR Metaverse expert. You're our specialist, Ibro. Welcome. How you doing?
Thank you, my friend. I'm feeling good. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. Keeping busy, plugging away, enjoying our time in the metaverse.
Yes, sir.
Building DAOs, reaching out. What's that?
I said I am too.
Nice. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to this episode. We're going to be talking about two main things, which I think are actually somewhat connected, and that is the topic of Web3 onboarding. So everyone knows the importance of trying to get more people into the space, and not necessarily quote unquote mass adoption, but really trying to onboard individuals one by one in the right way and for the right reasons. Not necessarily focused on all the hype and the money, but really focused on the technology and what the technology presents for you as a creator and for really society more broadly from an economic perspective. So wanting to look at Web3 onboarding, but of course, having Ibro here, we want to look at what's new in the AR and VR space and really just explore what the potential is. It seems like every day, every week, every month, and there's some new opportunities coming out, new digital assets being created that are, more breathtaking than the last, and a lot of new spaces. Those who are watching the live stream, thank you for joining us. If you do have any questions, you can feel free to add those to the chat and we will tackle them as we go along. And you can see that I'm also in the spatial metaverse right now on the live stream, and we'll be sharing a few other metaverse spaces as we discuss AR and VR with Ibro, but this space is actually a really cool one because it is related to the Dream Conduit, which is a DAO I have mentioned on the show quite a few times, and that Ibro and myself are both on the team with and working on. It's a 501c3 nonprofit DAO, one of the first of its kind, and focus specifically on helping artists and creators onboard into this Web3 and NFT space in a safe and helpful way that actually leads to a lot of collaboration, leads to a lot of growth, and most importantly, leads to compensation for artists in this new economy. So this space here that you can see on the screen in Spatial was actually set up by Ibro with Slayman as well, another team member, and it includes art from the community. So each of the art pieces that you see in this metaverse were actually submitted for an artathon that we did with our community. A lot of really beautiful, impressive pieces. We had them all on auction over 3 days last week. This is my photography piece here. A lot of really cool, amazing pieces that were on display here, and we'll be walking around a bit and have opportunities for those who are watching the live stream or watching the video afterwards to kind of see some cool metaverse spaces. But yeah, really wanting to speak on this importance of onboarding and how actually the AR and VR metaverse can assist with that and help people kind of understand the importance of the technology and the potential in this technology. So it's a really great use case when you look at like, why should someone get into NFTs? I have quite a few creative friends who I am still trying to convince to take a look at NFTs, and often that question comes up, just why? And it's hard to just say, well, peer-to-peer transactions allow you to sell to anybody around the world, and you have a whole new audience and a whole new potential collector base to choose from, and that sometimes is not enough because they have concerns around the finances, or maybe they're not even that worried about making sales. So why else should I join the NFT space and the Web3 space? And you can point to awesome displays like this, right? So each of these pictures that you see on the wall here are actually represented by NFTs as well, so non-fungible tokens, and they were put up for sale on auction. A lot of them sold, some of them didn't, and that's the way of the market, and it's just really exciting to see. So now not only have these artists been able to sell their works, make real money on it, but anybody can drop into this Dream Conduit metaverse space and take a look at the art pieces all nicely displayed there. And they can be there forever, or it can be changed over, redesigned. That's the beauty of the metaverse. But it's a really cool additional avenue for Web3. And when people are asking that question, why should I get involved in Web3? tell them, have you heard about the metaverse? Have you heard about, what is actually being built in the digital space? And with NFTs and Web3, you're not just taking part in someone's video game, which some platforms are basically presenting as the metaverse. But with the Web3 and the blockchain-based metaverse, you're actually buying pieces of land that you can own forever and that you can then use, to set up displays for your own art, for a community of artists, for pretty much anything and everything. And so that's a really additional tool, I think. It's a really good additional tool for onboarding. So I think those two topics can blend together nicely. And so I have a few questions here for Ibro on that topic. And maybe before we get into it too far, I would like to just hear what you think, Ibro. I know you joined the Dream Conduit in an official capacity more recently, but you've been plugging away in the Clubhouse and a lot of other communities, Blockchain Gospel, Neighborhood Jewelry, and you see how onboarding impacts people and people who are new to the space, and when they're onboarded the right way, the difference that it makes. So I just wanted to get your thoughts on really just the importance of Web3 onboarding and what you're doing in the space and what you see working well. And welcome. Love to have you back, man.
Thank you, my friend. I'm happy to be back, man. This probably is my favorite Web3 show right now.
Let's
honestly.
Go.
Simply, not only because I've been here twice, but because of the simple fact that you get to the nitty gritty. You ask the questions that need to be asked. So, the importance of Web3, or just how the onboarding process is, man. I think your onboarding process determines how well you do in this space. We see that a lot of times that, the issue that we have, right? People being onboarded for simple rug pulls, exit liquidity. They know that, okay, you got money, so let me get you in this space so I can get some of your crypto, and then whatever happens to you happens, right?
Exit liquidity. That was a good one you snuck in there.
People are being used for exit liquidity. So people are getting in projects early and then like, damn, we need more people in here. And the best thing they do is market like, hey, here's a 10x flip for you. I got something that's going to make you big boy money. What do you think? So that's how a lot of people are getting onboarded, and that sucks, right? Mm-hmm. I think you should be onboarded through curiosity, right? Because think about it. When we came into the space, what was it?
Yeah, it was curiosity. It was genuine interest, right?
Exactly. We wanted to know what an NFT was, what is this blockchain, what is Web3, and how is this different from the regular internet that I'm using? Because that was what really brought me to the space. I'm like, yo, Web3, how's that different from the internet, right? I'm thinking, really, I was thinking, oh, I'm going on the dark web before I figured out, I'm pairing my identity to a wallet, right? A numeric number. And I'll be able to then browse these parameters of the internet using this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So for me, that pure curiosity is what brought me to the space. Then followed by that, I was just looking and saying, to answer your question, how important onboarding is the most important part of being in the space. If you're onboarded properly, it makes everything else that much better for you, in my humble opinion, as you're being pulled and pushed in different directions in the space. There's a lot of phishing scams. There's a lot of people just putting out projects because they know that, hey, if I put out 10,000 PFP, someone's going to buy it, right? Yeah. There's people that don't have roadmaps. Not saying roadmaps are needed, but sometimes it's important to have a roadmap so that people can feel confident in supporting your project. Is that fair?
Yeah, some kind of vision, right? I mean, and that's an important part. And I think to your point about onboarding through curiosity, I think that's a great way to put it. And generally, you see a lot of people stoking that curiosity by saying, get rich quick, buy my NFT, it's going to the moon and all that, which is the worst way to get people interested, right? And I think about myself, and I think yourself as well, as a builder, as someone who clearly has just resonated with augmented reality and virtual reality specifically. I came to the space as a gamer. I'm running this Web3 Warriors podcast on Twitch. It started on Twitch for a reason. I'm really trying to pull gamers into the space because, to your point, curiosity, and gamers should be naturally curious about this space because gamers created cryptocurrency as far as I'm concerned, the conceptually being able to understand that digital assets have value worth real world currency, you know? Like we were pumping money into video games, pumping money into the digital world long before crypto did it, you know?
Yeah, no,
Right?
that's and so this is I would say like an epiphany, or may I even say, um when I was first started building NFTs or building on Unity, the first thing that ran out to me was like, yo, these NFTs coded wise are the same thing as game assets,
For
right?
real.
So it clicked. I'm like, yo, the next wave, this is when people were just making picture NFTs, Dave. The next wave, and this was like last summer, right before my birthday, I was saying this. I'm like, yo, the next wave is gonna be gaming.
Yeah, and exactly. And I think there's a lot of hesitation on that topic, right? I want to say what's up to VR Landlord too, hanging out in the chat. Appreciate you. Anybody in the chat, feel free to add any questions. Any questions, thoughts, comments, feedback, if you got any. But love to have you here. Thank you. We will be giving an NFT giveaway based on questions as well at the end of the show, after the show. So appreciate y'all for jumping in here. Yeah.
I had one of my Bitcoin NFTs in there, man.
Oh, wow. Bitcoin. Let's go. I have yet to give away a Bitcoin NFT. So there you go, guys. You're probably some Pepe beautifulness.
I definitely got a Pepe to give away, man.
All right. We got Pepe's coming out. So please do share your questions, thoughts as we dive in on these awesome questions and awesome kind of discussion around the evolution of the metaverse. So on your point there, Ibro, like I think yeah, the curiosity is the best way. And so looking at AR and VR and looking at the metaverse, I think what we just did as an example in the artathon that we did at the Dream Conduit, and including that metaverse component, showing people's art up in this space, I think added to the gravitas of the event. And there were a few people who were still newer to NFTs who submitted for that event, and they really seemed to love it. So how do you think AR and VR is helping with that good, genuine curiosity building and onboarding in the right way?
Man, I wish over landlord was in the chat or was in the video with us so he could answer this question.
Maybe I have to have him on the show. Invitations open, VR Landlord. You got a lot of awesome stuff going on over there.
I gotta give him a shout out. Over Landlord, aka Arias Rain, he just dropped his music single. I was it about 2 weeks ago. I want to say July 4th. On all streaming platforms and as well like in the NFT. But you know what we did? He had, I want to say, the first AR concert that I attended. So he had a stage built with a microphone, and he came as an avatar, and he performed a song for us as an avatar. So we were able to see it as avatars in the metaverse. So
was that shared on Twitter anywhere? I got to see that.
I saved the video. I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna post it.
Nice. Yeah, please do.
Consider it done. So curiosity, I think that answers that curiosity question, because he took it upon himself to build up that curiosity to explore himself, right? Although he's been making music since he was 16, and hell, I didn't know that prior till he mentioned it. And him being able to step outside his comfort zone and say, hey, okay, not only am I going to do it on a traditional standpoint, I'm also going to do it in an augmented reality standpoint, right? And this is from a musical artist. And for other artists, that's just one example of people using music in AR. Prime example, I sent you a link for that we'll be visiting later. The homie Altered Alley, he built out a space in spatial, right? But that space in spatial is also connected to spaces in over the reality, right?
Right.
So if you're visiting it on your phone, you can, as you're browsing through there, you can go to the over reality section and click on links that would take you directly to over the reality, right? Take you to that hex. So one thing that we've been working on, and this is a curiosity thing for us, is how we can push the envelope for interoperability, right? What is the best way to make things interoperable? And For us, so far, it's been with the hyperlinks and box colliders. So, like in my over the reality build, which I hope I'll be able to pull up, um, I put a box collider in there. Basically, that box collider allows me to put a link in there. So as long as you're walking around and you click that designated space, you'll be able to go to that link. So
that's awesome.
Exactly. And thank
and
you.
Then theoretically, you could make that link anything, right? To go to that interoperability.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I put a little Easter egg in that holistic Zen space. If you walk around to the gym, oh wait, go ahead.
All right. Let me walk over to the gym.
If you walk around to that gym area, I put a portal to the Metaglades crypto voxel spot.
Nice.
You feel me?
Rocking the blockchain gospel, so you can jump from spatial to crypto voxels.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I think for me, I like to push the envelope and play around with it. Make a left. Yep.
Is it this thing floating in the air over here?
Nope. Walk around. Oh, I snuck in Kane's piece too back there. I put the music back there, so you got the music when you're working out.
Yeah, no doubt. I muted the site because there's random sounds. I didn't want it to go over our podcast. But yeah, I'm in the entry gallery here.
Out there in space.
Can't find the Easter egg.
No, you see that? It was that bubble floating in space behind you.
Oh, it was the bubble. Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure. Cool, cool. Oh, let's go into resident occupants gallery.
That bubble?
Yeah. That's a pretty gallery.
That's another gallery then. Oh, well. So
looking at the topic, on the topic of gallery spaces, right? And thinking about, I think we had this conversation not last week, but the week prior in the Dream Conduit, and the way that, AR and VR and the metaverse more broadly, and NFTs, I guess, in general, are impacting the gallery space. How do you think that impacts, well, I guess galleries, but even just onboarding, maybe traditional artists when they see like a beautiful, amazing gallery up in the heavens, like this one I'm walking around in right now, and they can think about their art being displayed here immutably, right? Like forever, potentially.
Oh, no, they get jealous, David. Think about it. Look how big this gallery is.
Yep.
And think about, as you're walking around it as a person, how it makes you feel, right? Like pretty small. So you can make art pieces, put them up there, and have them damn near, I want to say like over exemplify themselves because of how the spaces are and can be built. And props off to like the builders, because you have to think all this comes from or stems from people having perspective or wanting to give people perspective of what it would feel like to be inside like a metaverse, or like their own space, right? This is what it would feel like to have your own space without physically purchasing it, but this is the look, right? This is the experience that you would experience if you had it. And I think that is one of the best selling points of the metaverse, because it takes away that barrier that some people have with cost. Like you may not have 100,000, 10,000 to buy a physical space or a physical gallery, but in most cases you could pay a builder 1,000, 2,000, maybe 5, 15 tops to build a decked out gallery like that for you, and it'll live on forever, and you could take it with you as you go, right? So you're basically paying for an interactive 3D website to be built for you. You know what I'm saying?
That's the bleeding edge right there. And the thing is, it doesn't even have to be an either or situation, right? Like this can just be a digital extension of your traditional gallery, and it can allow for people all over the world to jump into your gallery, have a real gallery-like experience, and purchase the art through a direct peer-to-peer transaction that doesn't have bureaucracy, doesn't have any other issues, no middlemen, which maybe in the gallery's perspective, they might want to be a middle person. But, it's the idea that you're taking away the middle or even just all the bureaucracy within the middle, right? There's the actual people benefiting, but then there's the organizations, there's sometimes marketing, advertising, all this kind of stuff that can honestly, if not be removed completely, at the very least kind of skim down. And then when people are walking around in the gallery, the virtual digital gallery, they can actually purchase the NFTs they see on the wall, and have that gallery-like experience even on the purchasing side, which I think is the real brand new part. Yes, there was websites where you could do similar things prior, but when you purchased it, you'd be directed to PayPal, you'd be directed to, you know, the traditional credit cards, and often there were additional fees and things like that. And most importantly, even when you bought it on that platform, and it stayed on that platform. You did not buy it directly into your own individual wallet that you can then turn around, trade, sell at whatever cost you want to sell it at, or even send it to a friend, whatever the case may be. That's what's new, you know. Pardon?
So even let somebody use it.
Right, yeah, the space too. Let someone use it, yeah. Hey, what's up, Hexadize? Welcome. How you doing, man? Love it. Love to see the OVR crew dropping in the chat. Please do share any thoughts or feedback on the brainstorming and talking about the bleeding edge of AR and VR with Ibro here. So we do love to take your questions. Ibro has graciously offered to donate a Pepe, and you know, I got some really cool Ethereum NFTs I like to give out for fun questions. So we got 2 potential NFTs up for grabs for any interesting thoughts, questions, suggestions, feedback in the chat. We do love to hear it. We are live on YouTube as well.
Questions, suggestions, feedback in the chat.
You got me echoing there, Ibro. I don't know if you're listening to the Twitch. It's all good. All right. So yeah, that's amazing, man. I think it's really exciting to think about how the metaverse is going to onboard some of the more traditional artists. I'm not too interested, you know, one way or another with galleries getting in. I'm not for necessarily like fully demonizing galleries. I think there's a place for them, but they have to be doing it in the right way. And there's been a lot of predatory practices, I will say, among galleries in the traditional world. So it is about, you know, being able to actually adopt and embrace the ethos of Web3, and then create your gallery and actually try to do things a little bit differently with the artist in mind, with the creator in mind, a little bit more, you know. That's what's up. NFTs for questions, that's it. Anytime, Hexadize, anytime. So I was thinking specifically, you said something really interesting in the room we were in recently, Ibro, about the idea that AR is actually pushing VR forward, and maybe even just pushing the metaverse into becoming more relatable. Would you like to expand on that? And like, how do you think augmented reality is really going to kind of lead the way, or add this new component that's going to be more, I don't know, catchy, I guess, and like engaging for people?
Yeah, for sure. I'll start off with the example of Snapchat, right? And filters. We use Snapchat every day. We use Instagram every day.
Hey, speak for yourself, man. I haven't touched Snapchat in a minute. But you're saying in AR you use Snapchat?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's like the main AR builder, you'd say?
Right.
Okay.
There is Snap Lens, or AR Lens, I believe, or AR Lens Kit, which is basically Snapchat's 3D building studio, right? And that allows for you to make like your filters, your interactive little games, or everything that you see that pops up on Snap, or that you saw when you were using it that popped up on Snap. Same thing is for Instagram, right? You see everyone uses Instagram filters when they take pictures. So moving forward, you have heads-up display in vehicles, right? So you're driving down the road, you see you got a new car, it'll tell you what your speed is going without having it written on the display anymore. It'll show you how you're turning, which way you're turning. Some of them even have like, I think that's more so hologram. I was about to get trippy.
That kind of is AR, right? What is the line there? What is the line between hologram and AR? I guess hologram can show up even without an AR glasses on, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that hologram, I think hologram is a blend of augmented reality and AI. Because hypothetically, or not even hypothetically, that hologram will be responding and giving prompts, right? To giving prompts. So I think that's the difference, or that's the correspondence.
Yeah, that makes sense. I hadn't really thought about the distinction there. But yeah, so AR, thinking about those heads-up displays, thinking about a future where those are all, kind of presented in an augmented sense, then you're thinking about a future where we're easily seeing augmented reality, right? Like whether it's through glasses, like do you think just everyone's going to wear augmented reality glasses at some point in the future? Or is it going to be like in certain settings you put on your glasses,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think they will outdo the phone. I think AR glasses will be our phones to some extent. I think we'll revisit what Google attempted to do in 2014 with their Google glasses, and they'll get it right now in this sense because of this whole metaverse craze. There's so much land being bought up digitally, just between over the reality, space, super world, all these other platforms, right? So it's only a matter of time until all around you through your phone lens, you'll be able to see advertisements, videos, marketing tools, DIY videos, people sharing clips of themselves, just like people tag up New York with their with the spray,
Right.
with
But I'm thinking,
paint everywhere, right?
yeah.
I think it would be the same concept, but businesses will be extending their marketing services or marketing skills into the metaverse by buying virtual land and doing that. And to your point, not too many people are going to be wearing virtual glasses, right? Like you can't physically go outside wearing a VR glasses, wearing VR glasses, simply because what are you gonna do? Run into the wall?
Well, that's it. Not VR, but AR, where there's this kind of like filter, right? Where maybe like one of your glasses sees what the AR thing is, but then like the other lens is just your regular lens or something. Because I'm thinking like when you look at heads-up displays, like you mentioned in a car, obviously you're not going to be like looking at that through your phone, right? So you kind of yeah.
And that's the point I'm making. Like you're not gonna have the need to use VR unless you're in a closed space. So I think AR is going to push that forward so that you can have a mixed reality type of setting. So there's a new device called the Nreal AR glasses, and they connect to your phone. So hypothetically, and I was talking to one of the homies, Joe, about this, you should be able to see things from over the reality that people have put up with that because it connects to your phone, right? So we're getting closer and closer, and I think as companies start doing more R&D and more research on, hey, how can I get this better, or let's do some market research on what are the potentials of AR. There might not be enough data out there because of how new this whole entire field is. It's like asking like somebody that's doing regular marketing, hey, how much billboard space you think I could use up in New York or around the world? Like infinite, because you got the whole world to use. And I think that's the potential of AR, because you're not stuck to physically being fixed anywhere, right? So as long as you have the digital rights to that space within a certain parameters, right, you can put whatever you want up. So I think that is going to be the extension of the next phase of I think that's going to be the next phase. AR before VR. VR is going to be more
mainstream.
Yeah,
right.
I think that's going to be more mainstream, and AR is going to allow for people to be more in between both. Right. I think content creators for VR will be able to make stuff for AR. Right. And content creators for AR will be able to use VR in a closed setting. That's what I think it's going to be, how everything's going to come together in a nice blend.
Do you picture a future where, because looking at AR, obviously, it's kind of like there are still different platform options, right? And like, do you think that it's a scenario where whether it's OVR or any of the other ones that kind of do similar type of like geo mapping and then, allowing owners to kind of add AR assets, do you see a future where like there'll just be like an AR drop down and you'll select like OVR and you'll be able to see like the whole OVR AR world, and maybe there's another option that's kind of competitive? Or do you just think OVR is just the solution and everyone should just sync up? Just thinking about competition, I guess, is the question, because there's got to be a competition angle to it, right?
That is a great question. And so ask it again. So would it be where would the drop down?
I'm looking at a future where you want to see what's happening in AR, right? But what's happening in OVR AR might be different from what's happening in like Super World AR, for example. So like, is there a future where whatever that kind of central tech is, obviously on your phone is one thing, but I'm thinking like if it's over your eye or something where you're actually like, I'm going to watch AR World OVR today, or I'm going to watch AR World, whatever, you know? I don't know. Or is the best solution for one to kind of win it and be the main AR layer?
No, I think it makes sense what you just asked, right? And I think that the best way to go about it, or the best way for me to think about it, would be almost like how you could basically go to another browser page, right? So ideally, those AR glasses will be enabled, will be internet enabled, Wi-Fi enabled. So you would be able to hypothetically, okay, if you're done looking at stuff on the over reality platform, you should be able to hypothetically switch over to the next platform, right?
That's what I was thinking. So I'm thinking like an AR glasses, like Sasha just said, and Hexadize, I agree. Yeah, like would that be a scenario? Yeah, like where it's just like built into the software where you see different layers, or are they all interconnected? Like what Hexadize asked, you know? And if they are, how would that work in practice? I feel like it'd be very difficult. Yeah. Maybe that's where like something like Cosmos, where I know Cosmos is talking about interoperability and really trying to like allow different coins and different blockchains to kind of coexist within the same metaverse. So yeah, that's something to think about. It just popped up in my mind. You know, we like to look under the hood and get real nerdy here. So Hexadize also said AR is to get immersed into your real world surroundings, whereas VR gets you immersed into the digital world. And I think that's a great way to think about it, especially for those who are less familiar with the two differences. So augmented reality versus virtual reality. So the submersion is definitely different, very different. But when I look at AR and I'm thinking about the things I want to do here, which I'm still trying to iron out on my OVR stuff. But just the potential to make really big statements is awesome. But then to that point I was just raising, I think it's like we have to wait for everyone else to even be thinking about looking at this filter of reality, right? And until everyone else actually, well, I'm thinking it's entertainment is probably going to lead the way on this, right? And actually asking people to take a look and like at like you know, shows and things like that, concerts, even clubs really could probably integrate it in some cool ways. But outside of that, like people even just taking the initiative to, hey, I'm going to look what's happening here in AR, you know? I don't know. It's an exciting thing to think about, just that we're like part of this tiny little micro group of people who even A, know that AR exists, and B, are actively trying to like look at what's being developed in real time in augmented reality. So how do you see that evolving, Ibro?
That was a loaded question.
It is, yeah, it is. So augmented reality could go a lot of different directions, right?
Right. When, so yes, it's not mainstream, right? But I'm trying to channel my inner Kane here because I want to give you like a Kane-like answer.
Nice soundbite.
It's you get pointed to the direction of your on the consumer base, right? You get pointed to the direction of the person you're following, right? So if you're a supporter of an artist that likes to make political statements just to keep the conversation going, right? And you have a centralized, or you have a place where you guys meet. He has a Discord channel, he has a Telegram channel. And this person then all of a sudden discovers AR and says, wow, I'm going to buy this up and I'm going to start making political statements here. The only way people will know is if he tells them, right? But 9 times out of 10, that's how he gets his message across. So he's going to tell them like, hey, I just started using this new platform. This is how it does. I think the best thing, and this is to push back, not even to push back, but just to emphasize traditional business, word of mouth. Word of mouth.
Organic, hey?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Word of mouth always will trump it all, because at the end of the day, if I can tell you something and say, bro, check this out and show it to you and you experience it, you go home and I didn't think that was a real thing, but I've done it and I'm like, oh, I guess this is how word of mouth works.
Yeah.
You know, and so, and I've also seen that message be passed on later, and I'm like, wow, and this is spreading fast. So I think, yes, we are part of the lucky few that are early to this space, but I think that we're also in a position that allows for us to be shepherds. Not saying we have to herd people, but we could point people in this direction. We could point people to the installations that they want to see, to the type of artists that are out there for them, and we can make sure that they see that, oh, this space is filled with more than just, I would say, like degens, right? Or
That's
people
why we're
that,
out here. We're trying to show this other side of the space. Degens are awesome and they're an important part of the economy, I think, but they don't do the best on PR, I have to say. Some people might get turned off by their focus, their priorities.
yeah, and again, everyone's not your cup of coffee, right?
Mm.
You're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. So at the end of the day, it's just about, and that's the beauty of like this whole Web3 space, right? Freedom is ugly. Lo say that shit all the time. Freedom is ugly. People are free to choose what they want to do, as long as it's not interfering with your daily affairs and it's not like selling drugs in front of the church. Then you good.
No
So
doubt.
I feel like,
Blazer's saying great content. Thanks for joining, Blazer. Appreciate you. And take this time to thank everybody who's watching in the live stream. Please do feel free to ask any questions, share any comments. Please do hit that subscribe and hit that follow if you haven't already on Twitch or YouTube. Much appreciated. So on VR or Landlord's suggestion, I went and looked up Mojo Lens. So he mentioned this, and he's saying Over had tweeted about this tech possibly passing up AR glasses in use, development, and adoption. So super cool. Just an example of some lady out on her jog looking at augmented reality, looking at her trip. Wow. So this is just one really obvious use case. So I'm thinking these are contact lens.
yeah.
Landlord. Ibro's the man. That's right. Ibro's our resident AR VR specialist at the Web3 Warriors here. We love to have him. Much appreciated.
I'm just the messenger, man. I'm just the messenger. You see, I got a nice team of friends that keep me nice and supportive, man. Everything that I learned, he was bringing it back and share it wholesomely. So
I love it, man. I love it. Love to see the community in here. Appreciate that. And thank you, Landlord, VR Landlord, man. This is amazing. Like, I wasn't even thinking contact lenses. So here we go. If you're comfortable putting an AR contact lens in your face, this is going to be the solution for you, man. I'm kind of cool with it. I would just have to know who owns it on the back end and what kind of crazy ass data they're getting out of it. That's just me though. I'm always thinking, worst case, but it's super awesome tech. It was really, really, really cool. And that is definitely the future I could see happening. And when going back to that question about HUDs in a car, right? If you have a contact lens, then your HUD's picking up that your eyes are picking up that HUD very easily, right? And it would look probably pretty badass.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's next level. Look at this guy. He's golfing and he's got all his golf information coming up on his AR lens. Yep, I could see it. Sasha's saying she'd probably start with the glasses. Maybe don't jump right to the contact lens.
Yeah, and I was gonna say that's not too far off from the marketing strategy or the marketing that we saw behind the Google Glasses 2014, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
Technically, it's the same. And I think that we got to think on a very simplistic level, right? On a marketing level, it's cut and paste and just change fonts, right? Cut, paste, change font, change contrast image, find new image. A lot of this stuff is content that we can understand, we can digest looking at that and say, oh, the contact glasses will give you this information, right? So I don't know what point I'm trying to make here. I just say that I pay attention to a lot of the marketing because it's almost like targeted for you to understand, right? So, and for it to be out, I feel like it's more so like premonitions of what's to come.
No doubt. It just shows what's possible. It's exciting for sure. Blazer's saying he saw them yesterday too. Yeah, no, this is next level. Mojo Lens,
Yep.
you got to hook up Ibro. He'll be your best champion. We're just giving you some free advertising here. Mojo Lens, let's do it.
Yeah,
You
they're
gotta
gonna
get
have to
yourself
come in,
one.
give us good. Yeah, they're gonna have to come in and give us some
Right, that's it,
good
man. Hook us
promo.
up. We'll do a demo. We'll make a whole show about it. Just hook it up, Mojo.
Why you? Hey, we could make a push for that, man.
Let's go, bro. I'm telling you. That's why we out here having these conversations. Like how many people are trying to look at the bleeding edge of AR and VR in a fun and engaging way, thinking Metaverse, thinking NFTs, thinking blockchain. So before I go down that rabbit hole, I know you wanted to share another spatial spot.
Yeah, one of the homies from in the Over community, Altered Alley.
All right, let me double check here.
A lot of us collaborated for the Metaverse and Metaverse Summit build in Paris. I was bummed out, stressed out that week. I had a lot going on, so I submitted mine late, but he did a great job, and he's the one who pretty much gave me the idea to do like interoperability type of build for my space. And long story short, it's like a vast, like, oh man, you just got to go and experience it. And it just shows you how people build differently, and it's just dope to see how, how people's minds are, how they build respectfully.
No doubt, no
Because
doubt.
it has different building styles, and it's like me, this is like an abstract meta gallery, and at every corner is going to be a new surprise, and you can't really go with the flow. I mean, you can't really suggest the flow of the room. You just have to go with it,
Wow, this is next level, man. He's even got some nice close cropped graphics here, kind of floating. Some well done PNG action.
I'm telling you,
transparent.
Crazy, hell yeah.
Hey man, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool, very cool. So when you look at things like this, wow, this is amazing. So what is the OVR component of this? So this is in spatial technically. Can you speak to that connection you were talking about earlier as far as spatial spaces being able to be pulled into augmented reality, right? And through over?
So if you explore this area, so I'd be lying if I told you I knew exactly where it was. Let me get in here with you. I could probably get in there with you and find it. He basically, so like I was mentioning earlier, it's the links, right? Having those links that you could put in and clickable links. Clickable links are essentially just like another gateway, just like it would be on your regular website. It allows for you to go to the next phase or to the next metaverse, simply put.
Nice. Oh, Ingrid in here too. What's up, Ingrid? Welcome. Saying she loves OVR. Appreciate Ibro putting us into the masterclass. Yeah, we're gonna get those master classes going again, right, Ibro?
Let's go.
I need a class, man, because honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I love OVR, but I've been messing up with their tokens, and like I don't want to waste more money than I have to. Yeah, but we're gonna get that master class going, and I'm gonna do it live, and you can give me a walkthrough.
When they want to do the master class, and I want to do some special guests. I want to bring in my over crew, because it's no augmented reality without building with them. So I want to bring them in if I do like a class for sure. Because we all build differently. That's the beauty of it. We all have different building styles. So you really don't know what that class may be. Well, we could like preset it like a week in advance so we know who's coming in, but you really never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, Sasha's down too. He wants to get in there, and even Hexadize and others are wanting to come in too. So there you go. You got to join the Dream Conduit. We've been hosting those master classes and conversations week to week. Through the Dream Conduit, we have a Discord as well, and that's where the master classes happen. But Clubhouse rooms 6 out of 7 days a week. You can look up Dream Conduit on Clubhouse if you're interested, or even just on Twitter. We're trying to get more into those Twitter spaces as well. So please do follow the Dream Conduit, and you'll be able to hear when the masterclass is back live, because Ingrid does an amazing job making sure we let everybody know through social media. Much love, much appreciation. keep the
Appreciate
conversation coming. If you have any questions, if you have any thoughts, any
My computer's
feedback.
just acting a little slow. I'm trying to get into that page too.
Okay, cool. I can wait. Blazers had also mentioned, imagine being on a trail that would normally not be well marked, but because the signs are weathered or whatever, but now you can use AR and not have to worry about the markings and everything. Yeah, you don't have to worry about nothing. It's like your whole reality can be mapped out in AR at sometime in the future, right? It's a crazy world we're on the precipice of.
I was gonna say, sorry to cut you off, David. One of my homies sent me an article about a grant being awarded to a company, $30,000 to do some restoration, some where was it? To do some historic restoration via AR. So
wow. So what does that even mean? Historic restoration via AR. So if you look in your AR, it'll look all perfect, but in real life, it's not perfect.
Exactly. I would assume that you would either get an image of what that space looked like in the past, prior to either being, whether it be gentrified, burned down, whatever, or just like things changed over time, and you would reconstruct that space, right, in a 3D sense, or just that historic building, and allow for people to go in and out of it and experience it on their phone. And they're giving out grants for that. And to me, that's more so my motivation to keep things going, because I'm like, boy, these are ideas that we've been had. It's just a matter of time.
No doubt, for real. So when they look for someone who's able to do that in AR, is there an additional skill set beyond just AR ability? You know, like, does that actually require I don't know, like architectural background, or I guess sculpting background? It depends on what you're restoring, obviously. But if it's a building, for example, would it require some kind of architectural background as well?
For sure, to some degree, yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. That's wild. Yeah, sorry, continue.
I was gonna say, simply because you want to make sure that at least you can get size and parameters and dimensions right, you know? I don't think you'll be able to get that off an image. They might be able to give you like a blueprint, and that blueprint would then be able to serve as like, okay, these are the foundational pieces that I need for me to be able to our latest foundation at 25 by 30 meters, and then we're going, okay, 2 meters up from here. So just to make sure it actually is the historic building that has to be restored, in my opinion, you need some type of push.
Yeah, no doubt.
Somebody who has that professional background.
I saw on here that you joined the space, and I believe I actually just stumbled across a video of the Overlander singing in the Metaverse that you were mentioning, and I think we're gonna have to listen to it. I think we gotta listen to it, OVR.
Overlander, aka Orion's Rain, let's go.
Coming in.
Let's go. Let me tune in.
Let's go. Oh, it's just the beat. You don't get to hear him singing though. Or is that him there?
That's him in front of the mic. Yep, that was him in the green in front of the mic.
All right, that's the music. That's the break for music right there that we got for the show. Appreciate it. Just wandering through the metaverse, getting some beats. Love to see it. Got some amazing next level art. Robin Williams, Al Capone.
Yeah.
What's going on in here, man? This is crazy. Does he own all these as NFTs, or is he just kind of throwing up some cool pictures that he likes?
That's a great question.
View on OpenSea, owned by Altered Alley, 0.9 ETH. So this one's an NFT at least, and if you want it, it's going to cost you $1,370 or 0.9 Ethereum. That's a nice one, Altered Alley. That's real nice, actually. I like it a lot. It's a dope Al Capone shot.
Oh yeah, that is Uncle Al.
Uncle Al, let's go. Not to glorify violence, he was a horrible man, but yeah, that's great, man. This is really cool. So what were you were going to show something else in this space?
I'm trying to keep up with you. My computer is
okay.
not opening up.
All good. Still on the loading screen. You've given us a lot to look at here. I know you were thinking about sharing your OVR screen. I'm not sure if we'll be able to get enough time in for that, but if you want to try to set that up, we can. Looking at chat here, love to have an active chat. This is what we get from the OVR community, the over community. I keep calling it OVR. Over. Just like voxels. I got to call it voxels. No longer crypto voxels. Arius Rain. Cyber Nerd Baby one. We did walk through Cyber Nerd Baby a while ago, but I'm not sure if they got anything new. I'd love to see whatever Cyber Nerd Babies got cooked up recently. We did have Cyber Nerd Baby on the show in the past, Blazers, if you want to check that out. It was definitely an amazing episode. Very inspiring, actually. Cyber Nerd Baby, the female half, well, they're both very inspiring, but she especially said some really amazing things about the future of the digital space and the future of the metaverse, really unapologetically and excitedly like embracing the future. And I thought it was a really cool episode. So I definitely recommend everyone go check out that one. Cyber Nerd Baby's doing amazing things. I saw they built like some rocket ship for NASA or something in AR in New York. That was next level. I don't know if it was for NASA, but it was in New York and it looked amazing. I saw it on Twitter. A big rocket ship blasting off from Times Square.
Can you hear me, David?
Yep.
Yeah, I was there. I think that might have been the SpaceX rocket.
Oh, SpaceX. That could have been it too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was. I just know it looked amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, she is world class. Yeah, she is world class, and yeah, she is dope as hell. Yeah,
no doubt.
SpaceX.
Right, yeah, SpaceX. Yeah. Arius Rain. Yeah, send me the link. You could drop it in the chat too, Blazers, if you want. I can pull it up. But we definitely like to travel through the different metaverse, different corners of the metaverse. That's what we're doing here. Thinking about AR, what specifically, that's newer, maybe since the last time we talked, are you most excited about there, Ibro? On the AR front.
Man, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the glasses.
So even more so than what we just saw with Mojo and the contact lens, or is that in the same lane?
Yeah, it's in the same lane.
Right.
It's in the same lane.
Yeah.
Being able to see without having to have to hold my phone up, I think will take the actual use cases to the next level.
Most definitely.
In my opinion. Right? So you can have designated AR parks, or you can have designated like areas for games, right? For AR games, knowing that, okay, you can't have it here in the street, but you can have it X amount of yards from here, right? So just thinking like that. And even like amusement parks, think about how much more fun walking around an amusement park will be if you can click on that space right there. That's that Paris, yeah.
The Paris one? Okay. All right, let's go check it out. Altered reality Paris. We traveling through the metaverse.
Yep.
Yeah, so the glasses are the obvious one. Glasses and contact lenses are definitely something to look forward to, and I think they will just bring AR more so to the masses. And I think that video we just saw from Mojo with this lady jogging, or the golfer using AR, those are very relatable, practical uses of AR that I think people would be pretty excited to use. Those who are already, like, if you're already jogging every day, you probably would love to have an AR map showing you where you're at and where you're going. Like, it's pretty cool. So yeah, that's the way to get people on board, is with these technology continuing to evolve, continuing to attract new people. But yeah, that's amazing.
It's the content. The content is everything. You make the content that makes people understand what the message you're trying to convey. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer.
For sure. So is there a new space from Cyber Nerd Baby that Blazers was referring to? Do you want to drop that link in the chat?
It's an over the reality, though. I'm trying to see if I can put that up on the phone.
Yeah, we oversharing the OVR is a little bit taxing on Ibro's phone, so we're debating whether or not to try that. Blazers is finding it. All right, cool. But I would love to give opportunity, as we are hitting that 1 hour mark just about, for anyone from the chat if you have any additional questions as we winding down. But I'm thinking, from going back to the onboarding side of this equation, and thinking about gamers, which I'm trying to appeal to through this show and through other outreach I'm doing on Twitch. Do you think that there will be some like next level gaming applications for augmented reality that we just haven't seen yet? And do you think that that would assist with onboarding, or do you think that it is going to be more of either entertainment, which is the obvious one, or some of these practical things like what we're showing on the screen right now with the, whether it's jogging or golf or whatever? Yeah, how do you think gaming fits in? Do you think there's going to be some augmented reality gaming in the future that's going to be more common?
Yes, and I think we already working on it. But to your question, yo, that would be crazy. An actual augmented reality gaming device or platform. That I'm curious to see what that would look like. You know,
You know,
that might be.
sorry. I was just thinking, I saw one video that where there was a guy playing like a soccer-like game, and it was in AR, and where he would like, it'd be like you're basically kicking a soccer ball against the wall, but because it's in AR, the wall was plastered with actual scoreboard and like a digital thing that you're trying to like hit these targets. So you'd be kicking the ball into the wall and hitting these targets. And that was one kind of gamification example that I've seen.
Yeah, that object, where we'll be able to recognize like physical objects. So let's say you have a AR ball rolling towards you, and then you can kick your foot, and then you'll be able to you kick your foot, and then you'll be able to interact with that object. I think that's definitely next level. That's definitely next level, and I think that is just a glimpse of how the tech can be used for us in a way.
Okay.
And I think that might be a good way to start from there. And even like, I think there are already a couple games that were a couple small beta type games that people are doing on and over the reality too, right? NFT battles, battle practices. Boom.
Yeah, I'll send you the OVR link that was just shared in the chat from.
Sorry.
I just sent it to you. So do try to do the shared screen. It would be cool if we can show a little OVR. It worked all right last time. NFT battles, batting practice. Oh yeah, batting practice. I could see that for sure. Is that something that's already there? Baseball batting practice for AR? I could see that Hexadaz for sure.
One of the homies, Alan, who's a real OG, I would say, who's came into space swinging, dropping a new collection, damn near a new installation almost every day. He's been doing a lot of motion 3D installations. So that bat is something actually that that batting game or that baseball game is actually very possible. It's just a matter of time. And correct me if I'm wrong, Hex or Trailer or Joe in the chat, but I'm sure there's a couple like small games in the making that a couple people in the space are working on.
No doubt. I'm not sure if this space is supposed to be wide open like this or it's just not fully loading in, but it's kind of cool.
No, it's supposed to be wide open like that, actually.
Oh, okay, cool. I really like this lady with she looks so massive and just really cool line work. Yeah, lots of amazing art, man. Oh, I can just walk through the metaverse all day looking at amazing NFT art and other creations, digital creations. So there was Osuvox and what was the other one?
So Osuvox is an NFT collection that a few of us in this room have. Hexadays has one. Joe Trailblazers has one. I'm not sure if Altered in here. Oh, hell yeah, Altered, let's go. Oh, y'all came out. What's up, y'all? That's love.
What up? Appreciate y'all.
I gotta show my good behavior.
That's it. You're a much loved community member. So Hex just shared this news out of Virginia. So yeah, apparently augmented reality batting cages opening in Loudoun let you practice in your favorite MLB studio. So augmented reality will bring you to your favorite studio.
And that's close to me. I'll definitely try to reach out to them and just try to see what's shaking, because I'd love to see like how to be at least some way affiliated with them.
No doubt. I think you're echoing a little bit. I don't know if it was your phone.
It was. I'm about to try to cut this off. Sorry.
All right, let me know if you think you got your OVR going there. But thanks, Hex. That's amazing. We got lots of amazing shares today. We're going to have to pick at random for the NFT winners, but I appreciate y'all. It's really, really amazing. Good content, good bleeding edge technology as promised. Never disappoint, Ibro. Always talking. Like, I swear, every time we talk, there's like at least $1 million idea we're talking about. And it's just like someone has the capital to execute, you know, bam. This is not going anywhere. This technology is here to stay, and it's going to change people's lives for the better. It's going to make life more exciting, more interesting, more lucrative. It's going to create opportunities for creators, artists, creators in the digital space, 3D space. And that's why we're talking about it. And that's what we're all about here on Web3 Warriors. It's the next layer of the creator economy and what's possible. And the best part about it is it's borderless. It's peer-to-peer transactions, and it allows anybody and everybody with an internet connection to jump on board, get involved. Don't listen to the fear, uncertainty, and doubt trying to dissuade you from embracing this new technology. You know, this is the wave, and we're on the wave here.
The coins for the low.
That's it. Not even worried about it, you know? Not worried about the price of the crypto. Let the bear market come. That's when the builders come out.
Exactly.
Yep. So are we, you set up there, Ibro? You want to try to?
I am. 1 second. Alrighty. Let me go to share screen.
Getting this set up so we can share some OVR over for the peoples. Builders market. That's what's up, Hex. You know what's up.
Do you see?
Yeah, I think it's there. Hold on. I see it. It's just screen broadcast right now. Okay. We're getting some action here. All right. So now I'm going to try to full screen it. Hopefully, let's do some minor maneuvering here. Error. All right. So Ibro is currently bringing us into the Over Metaverse, where you can jump into augmented reality through your phone. So he's currently brought us to the moon, apparently. Just walking around on the moon.
Right. Here goes Earth. Y'all all down there and stuff. Cool.
So this is Cyber Nerd Baby and Arius Rain on the moon.
Right. And now I come here, tap to play. Boom. Buddy, get to moving. Make sure. You should hear the music. Did you hear music?
Yep. Yeah, we're hearing it a bit. It's a little fuzzy, but we're hearing it. I think you might have it a little high, so it's capping. Probably put it down a little bit. Yeah.
It's a great point. And so
very cool.
Walk up here and he'll be playing the music, right? And that's one of those interactive things that we can do in AR, right? So imagine you can see this in the glasses and you can hear the music coming through your ear as well, right?
So when you're in the suit, yeah, you get that full-on experience. And that suit is for sale as an NFT?
No.
No? Okay.
So if you had the glasses on, like, this would be a dope experience to be able to walk around and experience.
For sure.
I think this object is just part of the build, but the build gets better though. So you can walk up over here.
And Hex is saying Cyber Nerd Baby created so much of the metaverse people don't even know. And honestly, that's what I got when I had the conversation with them. It was just next level. It was really inspiring. I'm going to have to follow up with them at some point, hopefully this season, but definitely by next season, we will be having them on the show. This season's slowly filling up. Thank you to my guests and people who have shown interest. Definitely open to hearing from other creators in the space who want to be featured on the Web3 Warriors. You can hit us up at web3warriors@gmail.com. That goes for sponsors as well. Open to interesting grassroots building sponsors. Cyber Nerd Baby is fire, and they made the Osuvox bodies as well. That's pretty cool. Man. Osuvox got some pretty impressive stuff happening. So Ibro, okay, shutting down some background programs. Cool. Any other questions from the chat? Thank you, Sasha, Ingrid, Hex, Altered Alley, Blazers. Much love. Love to see the action in the chat. So we got another, I don't know, at least another 10 minutes probably here to wind things down. 10-15 minutes. Gonna have to cap it at about 90. But I know Ibro and I could talk Metaverse and AR and VR all day. And yeah, we always love the conversation. We can keep it going as well. I also want to recommend or mention that we do have a Discord that you can join through our Twitch channel. We're trying to build out the community there, and we'll also be activating both on the blockchain and on Clubhouse in coming days and weeks. So really trying to get a little bit more content out there besides the weekly shows that we love to host here every Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern on Web3 Warriors. So where have you brought us now there, Ibro? Oh, we're going into the actual space chamber.
It's not into the space where Rice Rain put a lot of these dope messages. You know?
They have like little there's a story, right? There's a story behind this scene, I assume, right? And that's with Arius Rain.
Right.
Hexadize, can I give away a Slurpee NFT from Alan Walker? Yeah, I mean, sure. Welcome any generosity. I love Slurpees. Did you know where I'm at actually? Winnipeg, Canada is the Slurpee capital of the world. Or we were at one point. I don't know. We might have lost that title. But at one point we were the Slurpee capital of the world. We love our Slurpees here. Which is ironic because it's also one of the coldest cities in the entire planet. But we love Slurpees. Try to make that, square that up.
You heard me, David?
Yeah, a little bit. It's kind of clashing with the music a bit. What's up?
Hold on. I was gonna say.
Oh, no, ended.
Sorry, I'm trying to get this everything right. I was gonna say the Slurpee's probably like water for you guys over there in Winnipeg.
Something like that, yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna try to load another space, man. I got this. It sucks because my Discord is connected on this phone, and if I use it, I don't think I'll be able to.
That's all right. At least we got to see the moon, Cyber Nerd Baby's moon. So that was pretty awesome. So I'm just gonna read quickly. Blazer said this was a driver from Texas who has written and performed a song and then collaborated with Cyber Nerd Baby from Malaysia. These two never would have met without Web3 or pre-Web3. Such a great example of what the future holds for people who want to collaborate. That's right. That's honestly what's inspired me so much since joining the space. I always say it's kind of gamified life because before there were NFTs and Web3, I was meeting people on the other side of the planet through video games, which was cool, but didn't have this additional economic impact side, right? And this additional real creative collaboration impact side. And that's where NFTs and blockchain are taking that kind of digital world to this next level. And that's what's really exciting. But yeah, I do make that comparison a lot, or make that point about the international impacts of it. So yeah, a driver from Texas is able to collaborate with a Web3 and 3D design builder from Malaysia and come up with this really cool space that we just saw on the moon with some really cool music incorporated as well. So very, very cool. Thanks, Blazer, for that background. Important point. Appreciate you. You getting it going?
David, can you still see me?
Yeah, I can see you now. Yeah. You cut out for a little minute.
Audio's good as well?
Minute there. Yep.
Okay. I should be able to do it from this phone.
Mm-hmm.
Give me 1 second.
Cool. So it's probably be our last Metaverse corner we're visiting. Again, I do want to open it up if there's any final questions from the chat. Opportunity to share your thoughts or questions. Which one are we jumping into now, Ibro?
I'm gonna go into my build.
Cool. Yeah, let's go. See Ibro's latest.
Can you see the screen still?
No, it's not sharing yet. You haven't shared it.
All right, let me hit that.
Gotta love live TV. So we will be editing this for the podcast, which will be live by later today, as always, and we'll have the video live by tomorrow on YouTube. You're muted now.
better?
Share screen gonna work? Yeah, it's better now. I can hear you. Blazers is asking you what it's like being so handsome.
Hey man, it's hard. It's hard looking. It's hard keeping up with the good looks, man. Fruits and berries. Upload. Thanks, Joe, man. I appreciate that.
This has definitely been my most live chat, just scrolling through it. I apologize if I missed any points or questions. This is awesome. I love to see the input and the engagement. Very, very cool. And yeah, Cyber Nerd Baby are fire. Definitely some impressive creators. How's it looking, Ibro? You think you're going to be able to get it going, or?
Yep. Are we sharing? I'm not sharing?
No, you're not sharing right now.
Oh, wow. It says I'm sharing my screen.
Okay, here we go. Sorry, that was my fault.
Boom. Here we go. You ready for this? Dun, dun, dun. So we already got the forest already.
Yeah, let me resize my screen because the chat messed up after. 1 second. Whoa, that's a pretty cool big droid they got there.
Shout out to the Osu Vox. So we got a Cyber Nerd Baby build, Osu Vox in here. We have a Ascend. We have an Ascend Grow design.
Nice.
So here's one of the boxes for companies that are looking to do shipping container type of agricultural builds, right? Give you a sense of scale of that bad boy. Oh, I hit the spatial link. Okay, well,
it's like we're going to spatial,
right? So we're going to spatial. So that's the beauty of it, right? We're still in the metaverse, and this is one of the spaces from Triple Dreamer. Triple Dreamer might be, I'm gonna give my flowers. Triple Dreamer might be one of the fastest growing and one of the best builders in the spatial community right now. He made this space, and this is an airdrop that we got as being holders of his Triple Dreamer NFT.
Wow,
so,
man.
You got an elevator in there.
They just sent you this thing? They just sent this to you? How much did that NFT cost you?
The NFT cost me, you might not even want to know. It didn't cost me that much. I think it cost like $25, $30 at the time.
What?
Bro.
Dang, son. See, this is what rewarding your community looks like. You buy a $30 NFT, and the creator appreciates it so much that he literally sends you an entire amazing virtual space that you can then use for your own purposes. Like, that's ridiculous.
Exactly. So hypothetically, this can be retrofitted for some dream conduit work or anything, right?
Oh, it's fascinating, man. That thing is beautiful. Wow.
Yeah, I was even playing around with it already. I was adding some pieces that Loeb did earlier.
Nice, man. Yeah, I can see it there. The GAN piece. I have that one too, actually. I love that piece.
You know?
Beautiful, beautiful. There we go. Shout out Low Sleazy.
Shout out Low Sleazy, man.
Got the event in the Metaverse going down this Thursday, July 28th. Join us on the disc or on Clubhouse. Definitely tune in. Blockchain Gospel this Thursday. Be a dope event.
That event to highlight the passing of his younger brother who committed suicide. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be a mental health event, mental awareness type event. So I would definitely recommend anyone that's listening, please come out, even if it's just the support. I think we're in a stage in life where mental health isn't discussed enough, even on an adult level, right? I think we all go through stresses in life that kind of make us do different things or put us in different positions. So I think being able to support these type of metaverse events is, I think is dope. It's pivotal to building up a community. So if you can, come out and support that out.
Thank you, Ibro. That was a much better promotion than I was prepared to do. So that's amazing. Yes. And we would love to see you guys there. It's going to be a great conversation, great cause, raising money for a great cause, and supporting one of the leaders in the space and really inspiration, Mr. Low Sleazy, that we love to build with and connect with. So yeah, definitely join us there on Clubhouse on Thursday and support an amazing initiative. So with that, this is an amazing space, Ibro. Do you have anything specifically you're looking to build here, or a project you're building out using this space that you'd like to share with us before we wrap here?
I actually want to showcase more people's spaces. So if I can, I'm going to try to put this in spatial, right? So
Gotcha.
that I can do this type of setting. So I did this space no justice by not showing you the interior, but as you walk up, let me just show it to you, please.
Yeah, sure.
As you walk up, you have the massive Osu voxel. So that Osu voxel on the top belongs to Blazers in the chat. That Osu vox down here belongs to Hexadays, right? And I have mine, but I couldn't get his textures right, so I chose not to add them in, just to not take any aesthetics away from the scene, right?
Okay.
So as you walk in, these are creatures of mine that no one's ever seen, by the way, except for the builders that I've shared them with.
Sneak peek, let's go.
These are my Balboskis.
The Balboskis.
These are my Balboskis, man. These are my boys.
Beautiful.
They up to no good. All different kind of characters. I make these in VR using Gravity Sketch. These are some bad boys right here.
Nice.
I got some animation on them as well. And of course, we got the Osu voxels in the back. And ideally, what I would like to do is, hold on.
Good greenery you got in your place there, man. Need those plants.
Thank you. Hey, you got to keep it planty, man. You got to keep the plants going, baby. Ideally, what I would like to do to make this like almost like a sales like shill area. Like if you have content you want people to see, I want it to be put in here. So all these spaces here, Joe, sorry, Dave, what you see are links that you could go into spatial in. So this is an actual 3D home, right? As I'm walking this stone, this is the 3D home. This her.
Yeah.
Right.
And you can just drop it into spatial and have a whole space there for hanging out in the metaverse.
Exactly. But what I did, I just downsized it and brought it in here. And this is the gallery for the one we're using for what's it called? For
the Dream Conduit Artathon. Yeah.
Exactly. Right. So if I were to click on it, it'll take me right to it. So I think that is what we're trying to do. We want to push the edge. And also, man, I'd be remiss. Shout out to my team. Shout out to my homies that helped me build these galleries. Holistic Zen, the homie Steffi, who has her own company, interior design and 3D design, who we actually partnered up to do this space. And she's one of the dopest interior designers that I know. So I definitely just want to give her a shout out. Shout out to helping to build this space. And we're actually working on another space, like a layer. It's going to be very, very nice. So stay tuned for that.
Awesome.
Just had to put that out there. Hell yeah.
That's exciting, man.
This is it. This is the beauty of the metaverse. This is the beauty of the space that we're in. This is the beauty of interoperability. This is the beauty of, this is why we do it. Shit, this is why I do it. It gives me something to talk about on a Saturday morning after having a rager last night. It gives me something to feel good about, you know?
That's it.
This is the next phase of the world without being judged and without being, without feeling like you have to do something or be something that society wants you to fit into. You could kind of just be yourself, and there's always going to be a community for you. And I think that's the beauty of this metaverse space that we're in, and that's the beauty of this whole entire thing, and that's why we do it. And I just want to thank you for providing me the space and opportunity to get up here and just talk, because again, it's appreciated. So hats off to you, man.
Much love, man. We're going to keep this conversation going. We're going to keep pushing things forward. I think those were some great words to wrap up on, actually. You know, that's what it's all about. I was going to ask you, as I always ask guests, you know, what do you say to those people who haven't jumped in yet? But I think you just hit the nail on the head. You know, we're out here building, we're out here creating. You're free to build and create whatever you want. You're free to collaborate with people all over the world who build amazing, creative, inspiring structures and NFT works of art and digital assets, and then support them through direct peer-to-peer transactions. No middlemen, no ridiculous ads, no, you know, paying for marketing and things like that. Just build community, and your community will support you, and then you support your community, and it's just an amazing, beautiful flywheel effect. So thank you, Blazers. Thank you, Sasha. Thank you, Altered Altered Alley. Thanks you, Hexadized in here. Ingrid joined as well. Everybody else who joined, I do appreciate it so much. Please do smash that follow and hit the subscribe button on YouTube. And like I said, we'll be live by later tonight on the podcast channels, all the major podcast networks, and we'll have an edited video on YouTube by tomorrow. So much love. Ibro, do you have any final wrapping words you'd like to add before we shut her down?
Everybody that's in the chat, I would say, I'm a man of my words. Reach out to me in Twitter. If you don't have a free wallet, we'll set you up with a freewallet.com and we will get you going in the metaverse. I just jumped into the Metaglades parcel, just hypothetically, just real quick.
Yeah, let me show that quick.
I just saw Kane walking in here, but I don't know where he just disappeared.
Nice. He's probably hanging out in neighborhood jewelry. Maybe they're jumping into the metaverse. So you jumped from your OVR, from your overspace into crypto voxels now and the blockchain gospel spot. So
right.
Very cool to show what's possible in this metaverse space with interoperability already, you know? It's not something super far away. It's actually happening right now. It's amazing.
It's happening in front of us, all through link clicking.
That's it. That's it. And I will say, Blazers, for that amazing conversation point about the Texas, musician connecting with Cyber Nerd Baby in Malaysia and building this beautiful, amazing space on the moon in the metaverse. You are the winner of our NFT giveaway. So, Blazers, please pay attention to your Twitch messages, and we'll be reaching out there. So, much love.
Hey, congratulations.
Let's go.
And everyone else, reach out to me on Twitter. I will be sending you guys one of my Pepe coins.
Pepes. So, those Pepes are flying. You know, those things are hot. So much love. Thanks, Ibro. Appreciate you.
There's no bear market in Bitcoin, y'all. There's no bear market in Bitcoin.
That's it. Just hodl on and hodl strong.
Hodl long and hodl strong.
That's it. That's it. All right, I'm going to shut her down, man. I appreciate everybody. This has been an amazing chat. I love the OVR, the Over community. Please do reach out if you have a project or anything you're building that you want to share on Web3 Warriors. We would love to hear from you. And again, we'll be live next week, 12 p.m. Eastern, as always, every Saturday with Web3 Warriors, talking to creators and builders in this amazing Web3 space. Till next time, catch you in the metaverse.